What's up, gamers? DreamcastGuy here, and today we're talking about PlayStation because they have just announced that the PSVR2 is now going to work on PC, but it's kind of busted. This version of an adapter is expensive. It's actually going to remove a lot of features from the PSVR2. I want to explain this entire mess because it's just kind of confusing. I didn't buy a PSVR2, and a lot of PlayStation fans have been mad about how I've been vocally against it for being so expensive and not even that good. But let's take a look. Hi, hope you're having a good day. If you could, please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. So they just announced this, and to be fair, a lot of Sony fans are celebrating this. A lot of PlayStation fans are treating this like a gigantic W. So if you are happy about this, I'm not here to rain on your parade. I just want people to understand what this is so they can make an honest decision about if they want to buy it. PlayStation VR2 PC adapter launches August 7th, letting players expand their game library with thousands of Steam VR titles. Now, in general, I don't play a lot of VR. I'm not the core demographic. I do think VR technology is great. I have played a decent amount of it, especially games like Half-Life Alyx, which is displayed here, but just in general, something about wearing a headset while trying to casually game, not necessarily my cup of tea. But if you look at a lot of the replies, people are pretty excited about it, except for the fact that apparently this is going to lack features. The PlayStation VR2 is still almost the cost of a PlayStation 5. Now, to get a PSVR 2, it requires the headset and a PS5. It's not a standalone device. God, and now the adapter is going to be an additional $60, but if you read the fine print, it's actually going to be lacking a lot of the stuff that made PlayStation VR2 so special. Like, if you use a standard cheapo, crappy headset, you can tell the difference. It's not just about putting screens on your eyes. There is amount of fidelity and resolution and frame rate that actually makes the experience a lot more immersive. And for whatever reason, they have decided to remove HDR, headset feedback, eye tracking, adaptive triggers, haptic feedback. All of this, which is currently supported by the PlayStation VR2 headset, is not going to work on PC, which just seems a bit strange. Now, again, I'm not telling you not to buy it. If you already have it, I think this is good increased functionality. Since this is a $500 headset, I think it's good that now you can use it for your PC. But a lot of people are saying that this is a bit of an odd move because it does seem like PlayStation has not supported it much thus far. A lot of people who bought the PlayStation VR are kind of feeling left out in that if you want good PSVR games, the total amount of them are like 5. Like, there's so few of these games. So people are like, I'm finally going to be able to play Half-Life Alyx and all the amazing VR games that they refuse to bring to the PS5, like Blade and Sorcery, modded Skyrim, Fallout 4, and so much more. I think this is the correct frame of mind. I think Synth Potato here, he completely nailed it in that I think if you already have this stuff, if you already have a powerful PC, like, the thing is, this adapter, again, does not make it standalone. I did see a tiny bit of confusion in some replies. You still have to have a powerful PC in order to do VR on top of this $500 headset and this $60 adapter. So it's not like you're automatically going to get any sort of increased playtime out of this. But I think the weird thing is, I think this is a desperate move because according to Sony, the PSVR 2 has completely flopped. They're not even making them anymore. They have so many backed up in their freaking just their warehouses. They're still trying to sell the ones they initially made, expecting it to be a bigger success. Now, I'm not even saying this is a claim to quality. Sometimes stuff bombs, and it does deserve it. In this case, from my friends who've played it, they said when it comes to actual headsets, it is incredibly high quality. I think it's just baffling that I think This is the current PlayStation Portable or PlayStation Vita. Now, I'm a big fan of PS Vita and PlayStation Portable, but those did not sell up to expectations. If you compare it to the success of the PlayStation 3 or the PlayStation 4, those were just, unfortunately, Sony side experiments that were very expensive failures. I cannot imagine how many hundreds of millions of dollars they spent trying to make this work, and it just never really took off. God, a lot of people are still kind of just balking at that price tag because, yeah, $60 to make this even connect to your system. Personally, I think they should have found a way to dramatically slice the price of the PlayStation VR. I think it would have been good if they managed to get it down to $300 somehow and then make the cable like $10. Now, again, I'm kind of a cheapo, so I think this would have just found a market if they'd managed to make it cheaper right up front. That's the biggest hurdle for me. I've made multiple videos talking about why specifically, even as a guy who predominantly games on PlayStation, I was refusing to buy a PlayStation VR2. Now keep in mind, I'm a YouTuber, so I probably could write it off my taxes and grab it anyways, but I've just never felt that pull, that inclination, because honestly, the upfront cost for a device that only works on my PlayStation when I already have a pretty good, I've got an HTC Vive. I have a good VR headset for my PC, which is stronger than my PlayStation. And honestly, I don't even use that headset. So I guess my thought was always okay, show me the PlayStation exclusive VR experience. Show me Nathan Drake and crazy randomness. Give me a Bloodborne expansion where I can actually put the headset on. Show me PlayStation goodness in VR. But they never really did that, and I do think that if they had managed to sell more, we probably would have seen more games already, but the fact that it's still so expensive. All right, last tweet here. This is probably the funniest meme. This is an official PlayStation tweet. The official PlayStation account is advertising it with Half-Life Alyx, which everybody is kind of laughing at because originally people have been begging them to get the best freaking VR games that already exist and license them for PlayStation. This is one of the specific ones that people have been begging to come to PlayStation 5. I think more than anything else, when it comes to Microsoft or PlayStation, they have this weird problem where they're making acquisitions, they're trying to basically bolster their game base. They're trying to make this next gen look as good as possible, but at times they won't pony up for the stuff that would actually move units. If they had said, hey, here is PlayStation VR2, and straight up it's coming with Half-Life Alyx, I would have bought it. If they put Half-Life Alyx on the PS5, which in my opinion is legitimately the best freaking VR experience you will ever have, literally, if they'd found a way to put that on PSVR2 at launch, that would have gotten excitement. That would have gotten attention. That would have gotten some actual sales. But as it stands, I do think that PSVR2 is dead in the water. The original PSVR was decent. I played it back in the day, but I just feel like VR is never quite going to hit that mainstream appeal until they find a way to make it standalone and as cheap as possible. Once it's just a pair of glasses, I can put on some little goggles or something that have a PlayStation logo on it and PlayStation games appear in front of me, that's when I feel like casual consumers will jump onto it. But as it stands, this tech is still a bit too futuristic. At least I think so. But what do you guys think about this? Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and please keep dreaming. Oh man, what a strange circumstance where it's not terrible, but definitely not getting the attention it's trying to achieve. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.